I don't have delicate edges. I envy the flowers and the babes who arch their necks in the name of discovery of world and self. Eyes bright and brave, shining for themselves in everything they touch. Oh yes, I envy the softness of the roses and the calm rolls of the sea. The memories so incredibly fragile they can't stay, they run away. The temple of self can be a lonely place where self-hate resides and builds a life that made darkness bad and whiteness good. Colors assign rights, marking the survival of humankind like precious arteries and precious currency, the organs we can't live without. The status quo delivered with urgency, the ascribed status of the shades we are born with. On the spectrum of soft color associated with the light and the white, contrasted with the roughness of the dark. A hole in the story we can't hide behind, truths in the proverbs we only hope we find. Babies born without an ounce of hate, infested with bad news and like pupils they dilate. Thoughts of the corrupt views that spread like COVID, putting lies in the minds of the innocent before they know it. A vision of equality, sprung forth like the babes, plucked like the flowers and the ribbons and the strange fruit, placed on pedestals like statues, beyond the highest powers of mankind and those who aid in their erection, facing the crimes of their ungodly inflection in their election. Kings and queens obeying the laws not of themselves but of humanity, a sudden vision of a brave new world where color doesn't define status for boys and girls, prerequisites for a future that exists without hatred, prototypes and precedents for the age of changed minds and changed times, changing the picture that was painted, bringing the colors together for the bigger picture, a vision of the bigger picture, where each voice has a chance to be heard. Visions of young black men rising up and claiming their glory, visions of immigrants and refugees being given a chance to rewrite their stories, visions of people not being discriminate to the Asian, due to COVID spreading just like the virus, the power of persuasion. I've had the vision of the Native American taking back their land, rebuilding and reconstructing, and dealing a better hand. I have visions of the Middle Eastern man being treated with fairness, an end to unjustified discrimination stem from justified awareness. I have visions of white privilege being sent up in flames, and we're all treated the same, no matter the color from whence we came. A vision like the one seen by Bettie Durrah. Visions of being judged not by color but by heart and by aura. A vision of a society where our places in it we can be sure of. Her vision of God's promise. All of his people coming together in peace and reflection as we were meant to. Always thinking what our ancestors have been through. To breathe life into each culture and protect it over time. Not separated by them, but joined. From the love of God's heart and the fruit of his loin. One world, under one understanding of acceptance, tearing every statue down that doesn't fit in this prefix. Built up by a statute of hatred we can no longer tolerate. Betty said these words in the 1980s. How are they more relevant today? In the wake of a million new racists sprung up just like those babes, yet she still has that vision. Not exempt from the dilemma that made us. Still hopeful for the future of a new generation to carry that vision through ages. I have it in my hand, those words deep from the archives, weathered and prided. It wasn't hiding, but I had to find it. Dispelling the voices of the white male hierarchy represented by the statues you see. Color me in the rich, deep hues of my heritage because they are vibrant and important to me. Don't color me to decide which box I fit into when it comes to the laws of man, which rights I deserve, my value on this earth, what I can't do and what I can. A mentality of false gods and kings, and the barbaric nature it brings. In the 2020s yet and still I scream. I pulled at the seams and found Betty's dream, and nothing is really the way that it seems. But you have to color me human, above all things.